All right, let's dive right into this explainer, because today we are investigating a hidden subterranean battle that's happening right beneath our lawns. We literally walk over it every single day, completely oblivious to this slow-motion invasion occurring in the dark. It is the ultimate showdown, nature's relentless, unyielding pursuit of water versus the underground infrastructure we rely on to keep our homes clean and functional. So welcome to the Great Underground Plumbing Mystery. We're kicking off our mystery with a sound that strikes absolute fear into the heart of any homeowner. You know the exact sound I'm talking about. You flush the toilet, or maybe it's just raining really heavily outside, and suddenly there it is, a sinister, hollow gurgle echoing right out of the bowl. Well, that's not just a minor annoyance. That is a clear, audible signal that something unseen is lurking in your pipes. Something is blocking the escape route and forcing air back up into your home. But what exactly is it?
Let's start with Section 1, the crime scene, investigating the symptoms.
Now, we're not just talking about a single, isolated incident where someone flushed a paper towel they shouldn't have. No, we are looking at a progressive worsening pattern here. It usually starts pretty subtly, right? Just recurring slow drains. Maybe your shower takes a little bit longer to empty, giving you just enough time to ponder the endless joys of homeownership. But then, frequent clogs just become your new normal. Soon after that, you might catch a faint, undeniable sewage odor down in the basement, followed by those creepy gurgling sounds from the toilets and sinks. And the ultimate red flag, backups that get significantly worse after wet weather. It is a rapid-fire progression from a simple inconvenience to a full-blown, foul-smelling emergency. Moving on to Section 2, the culprit's MO, how roots actually invade. Okay, it is time to bust a massive myth here. When we picture tree roots destroying plumbing, we tend to imagine this brute force attack, right? Like a giant underground battering ram just smashing right through solid iron or PVC pipe. But the reality is actually quite different. Roots are blind opportunists. They don't break perfectly sound pipes. Instead, they exploit the microscopic cracks and leaks that are already sitting right there. The crucial part of solving this is identifying these exact vulnerability points. We're talking about microscopic leaks, aging joints, small breaks, collapsed sections, and shifted connections. You see, over time, the ground settles, pipes age, and joints shift around. And even when a pipe is still technically working and draining your house, tiny amounts of water and warm air can slowly escape from those tiny imperfections. Now, to a thirsty tree root, that escaping moisture is literally like a flashing neon sign in the desert. It creates this irresistible, highly attractive path for the roots to follow straight to the source. And once that tiny little hair-like root finds its way through a microscopic crack or a shifted joint, it hits the absolute jackpot: constant moisture, warmth, and nutrients. And once they're inside, they don't just sit there, they completely thrive. The roots thicken and branch out rapidly inside the line. As they grow into this dense web-like mass, they start seriously narrowing the flow channels of the pipe. That webbing acts exactly like a net, trapping paper debris, catching grease accumulation, and causing further blockages. What started as just a slow infiltration issue quickly transforms into a recurring, incredibly messy emergency. Which brings us to Section 3, the false solution, the chemical illusion. So naturally, when things back up, people totally panic and reach for a quick fix. But let me tell you, pouring heavy chemical drain cleaners down the sink is a massive misstep. Sure, they might burn through some of the organic buildup and the grease that got caught in the root web, which gives you a temporary fix, but it's essentially like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. The chemicals are highly limited against a really established woody root mass. They leave the actual roots completely alive, and even worse, they can create significant risks, including chemical burns to you or causing serious damage to your older plumbing components. So to truly close this case, we've got to listen to the experts. Professionals generally recommend addressing the root cause, literally locating the intrusion point and restoring the pipe's integrity. The goal isn't just to clear a path for today's flush, right? It's to stop the roots from ever re-entering entirely tomorrow. Let's look at Section 4, the professional fix, solving the case. The real pros rely on a highly logical, three-step roadmap to conquer this nightmare. Step 1 is the CCTV inspection. They send a high-tech camera right down into the darkness to pinpoint the exact entry location and assess the damage. They don't guess, they look. Step 2 is mechanical root removal. Using specialized cutting tools, they go in and physically slice away the immediate obstruction to get things flowing again. But they absolutely don't stop there. Step 3 is the most critical: pipe repair or replacement. They fix the structural damage, the crack, the collapsed section, the shifted joint, eliminating the very vulnerability that invited the roots in the first place.
And finally, Section 5, Prevention and Maintenance, Securing the Perimeter.
Now, you should know this isn't just a you and your house issue. It's actually a massive civic undertaking. At the city level, utility crews are out there playing defense every single day. Cities use a mix of preventive maintenance and remediation. They are proactively scanning the underground world, sending cameras into high-risk areas, especially in older neighborhoods that have towering, mature trees and known zones of pipe deterioration. By finding those early root strands, they can actually schedule cleaning and repairs long before a complete blockage backs up raw sewage into an entire block of homes. But what about you, the homeowner? Well, coordination is key here. You need to actively document any recurring backups so you can give your plumber an accurate history. You should definitely be requesting root-focused camera inspections, not just a simple snake job. For older lines, ongoing maintenance like scheduled cleanouts is absolutely crucial. And perhaps most importantly, landscape planning. If you are planting a large, aggressive, fast-growing tree directly over your utility corridor, you are literally planting a ticking time bomb. Keep large trees farther from your sewer easements to ensure you aren't inviting trouble right back into your own yard.
Look, the overarching message of this whole explainer is really simple. Don't delay the inevitable. If your drains are slowing progressively or if those backups keep repeating, you really need to call a professional. Incorrect DIY fixes only delay the inevitable. Because remember, a root issue and the underlying pipe damage are nearly impossible to accurately diagnose without a camera down there. You absolutely need a professional assessment and a long-term repair plan to protect your property. So, as we wrap things up today, I want to leave you with one final, slightly creepy thought. The pipes beneath us aren't just static metal and plastic. They exist in a living, breathing ecosystem that is constantly trying to reclaim its territory. So the next time your drain slows down or you hear that sinister gurgle from your sink, ask yourself, what exactly is silently growing, branching, and thriving in the dark beneath your lawn? Thanks for exploring this mystery with me. Keep your eyes open and definitely keep your drains clear.